this. With all of your support and the voices heard, we'll get there. I do want to thank LULAC, which is a national organization. Their president, Domingo Garcia, is meeting with the governor as we speak. Pressure needs to come not only within the state of Colorado, but it needs to come nationally. And we're welcoming all the support we can get. I have a representative of the family here today, Joel Diaz, who'd like to say a few words on behalf of the family.
Before anything, I would like to say thank you for every single person that be here, and thank you for the older people that giving a good support for the family. I'm gonna say a couple of words in English and Spanish. It's unbelievable, the good support that we got. I think it's already over 5 million people already signed a petition to release Rogel Aguilera. And I want everybody to understand it was an accident. He don't have no drugs in his system, he don't have no alcohol, he never drink, he don't even have a parking ticket. And one of the things that I don't like about all the stuff that be happening to him, the jury, he never, I mean, I guess the lawyer, the whole representation, I'm gonna say from my own experience, he never have a good representation. But now I feel so comfortable, 100% comfortable, that Leona got this case. Leona Martinez, like a wonderful lawyer. And I would definitely recommend anybody to use this lawyer, because me and him got a couple of meetings and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Beautiful family, beautiful support. And I've been a truck driver for over 28 years in the United States. I grew up on a truck with my father. It's unbelievable when your truck going neutral and you just can put another gear on it. And you don't have nothing to do when you lost your brake. Not only that, they keep saying why he don't put another gear so he stop the truck. Tractor trailers on 80,000 pounds, nobody stop it. Nobody gonna stop. That's a missile. Nobody gonna stop that truck. And if you read the signs in the highway, they say lower your gears down. You can't load your gears when you don't have no jet brake on, when you don't have no brake, nothing. And the ramp, yes, I know they got a ramp, but skate trucks went out of brake. Of course they got it, but look the way the ramp is being made it. They make that ramp in a really tight turn, you know? So it's even dangerous because you don't have nothing else as to the ramp, especially when you're doing that kind of speed that he was doing when out of brake. He was not doing 85. I'm pretty sure that truck was over 130 miles an hour. No way that you're gonna hit that ramp with over 130 miles an hour. And also I want to tell everybody that that's illegal to park on the shoulder of any truck for up to 10 minutes without reflective triangles. And they also want to say to the people that support Rogel Aguilera, they keep denying, they say that he never hit the trailer in the side. He really hit the trailer in the side. They just hiding all these pictures, all this evidence. But if all you guys look deeper and look the picture real close, you guys gonna really see that he hit the trailer he was parking in the side. But I was in the court, so I talking from my own experience in the courthouse. You can see the trailer is damaged. After he hit the trailer from behind, he don't have no handle in that truck anymore because the tires can bend them either way to the right or either way to the left. And that's exactly what happened over here. Those tires bend to the left, and that's what all these disasters come, you know? But I know, like the judge said, it's not an accident, this is a catastrophe. This is something that can happen to anybody. And I'm glad a lot of people understand what he's going through. And now I'm gonna say a couple of words in English, and after that I'm gonna say something in Spanish. This young guy, he was donated for St. Jude Hospital. He started there when he was 18 years old. You don't see 18 years old guy donating money to St. Jude. No way. They like to be a party, they like to be drinking, they like to be have fun. This kid was always worrying about little kids with cancer. We should look to that. We should help this guy because he deserves. Quiero decir algo en español. Rogel Aguilera es una persona increíble, un joven lleno de salud y de fuerzas con ganas de vivir. Y trabajando desde que tenía 18 años, desde que llegó a este país, es digno de admirar. Es un hijo que toda madre quisiera tener. Es un hijo incondicional. Es un hijo que yo sé que es capaz de dar la vida por su madre y por esta gran nación. Es un joven digno de admirar por todo el mundo. Él ahora en la prisión me ha hablado, me ha llamado y me cuenta que tantas personas desean cambiar su vida adentro de la prisión a conocerlo a Él. A veces pienso que esto es un ángel que Dios nos mandó, porque este joven es increíble, 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 increíble. It's a wonderful kid. Wonderful kid. He's in jail, and he called me sometimes when they let him go and go to the family, know that. And he is pressing cells inside jail, and it's unbelievable how many people they want to change their life after they meet Rogel Aguilera. He's a wonderful kid. God bless everyone. Thank you so much for the beautiful support that you guys given us to us. Thank you.
As we were mentioning, there are so many groups in this state and throughout the country that are supporting this effort to see that he gets out of jail as quickly as possible. I'd like to introduce to you our state representative, Alex Valdez, who is going to give the remarks of the caucus, Latino caucus for the state of Colorado. Alex.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Ramona, and just wanted to remind on behalf of the caucus, let's social distance, make sure we're being safe today. But my name is Alex Valdez. I am the co-chair of the Colorado Democratic Latino Caucus, and today we have a statement to read on behalf of our caucus. Today we are represented by Senadora Julie Gonzalez, Senator Robert Rodriguez, House Member Adrian Benavides, and House Member Carrie Tipper. We also have some other elected officials with us, Representative Kyle Malika, and I saw former State Representative Joe Salazar over there today too. Today's a really tough day for us, because what we're talking about is how our system here at this building has created a situation where a judge, at their own discretion, who doesn't want to issue a sentence, has had to issue that sentence. What we hope to achieve is reforms. That's really what this is all about. We have to reform a system that is creating a situation where we are creating more victims of our justice system. We have to do that now. The lives that were lost are tragic. We, as a caucus, our hearts go out to everybody who was affected by this. That said, we want to put all the pressure we can on the district attorney and the governor of the state of Colorado, Jared Polis, to do whatever it takes to see that justice is served in this situation. At the end of the day, that is our job, to ensure that our justice system is fair, and that that justice is for all, and that we don't create more victims when there are situations like this. And so today, let's get to work on that. And with that, I'd like to really hand off to Senadora Julie Gonzalez, who's been a leader on criminal justice reform, to give some more remarks on behalf of the caucus. Thank you.
My name is Senadora Julie Gonzalez. I'm honored to represent North, West, and downtown Denver in the state of Colorado. I'm also honored to stand here alongside several of the members of the Colorado Democratic Latino Caucus, 13 members from across the state who work every day in that building in order to ensure that there is justice out in the community. I'm going to speak a little bit first about the work that we have done in our within the legislature to achieve criminal justice reform. Then I want to speak in Spanish briefly about the petition that we are circulating. Y'all, we have been working on justice reform in the state of Colorado. Sounds real wonky. Sentencing Reform Task Force convened with district attorneys, defense attorneys, Republicans, Democrats, victims organizations, people who had formerly been incarcerated, to all come together because we all recognize that there is change that needs to happen within this system. We've already passed misdemeanor sentencing reform in the state of Colorado in a bipartisan way. Now it's time, and we have been working to address our felony sentencing statutes. That work continues, and when we come back to do our job in January, this is part of our work ahead. So to that end, I want to thank everyone who is engaged in regards to the case of Rogel Aguilera-Mederos. But I also want to acknowledge that there are dozens, if not more, people who have pending applications for clemency before the governor right now. And so while we also call for justice for Rogel, let us also remind ourselves that there are other people seeking justice as well. And while this is also a case about racial disparities, right, where we see that in every aspect of the criminal justice system, we have seen racial disparities. That's our work. That's your work. That's DA's work. That's defense attorney's work. That's the judiciary's work to address and to eliminate every aspect of racial disparity and bias that exists within our system. When do we want it?
What do we want? When do we want it? ¿Qué queremos?
Justicia.
¿Cuándo?
Ahora.
¿Qué queremos?
Justicia.
¿Cuándo?
Ahora. That's a north sider right there. That's a south. Bueno, entonces voy a leerles un poco de la petición. We have come together, legislators, the Latino caucus, the Black caucus of Colorado, legislators from across the state, and elected officials as well, sending this petition to Governor Jared Polis. And for members of the media, we will send this over to you all so you have it as well. But I want to share a little bit of it from this petition in Spanish. Estimado Gobernador Jared Polis, el Caucus Demócrata Latino de Colorado, junto con los siguientes legisladores y organizaciones abajo firmantes, le animan a revisar los hechos subyacentes del caso del señor Rogel Aguilera-Mederos y a considerar su caso de clemencia. Miren, las vidas perdidas en el horrendo accidente son una tragedia. Son una pérdida para sus familias y nuestra comunidad. Aunque estas víctimas y sus familias merecen justicia, esta sentencia de 110 años no es justicia.
¡Libertad para Rogelio! ¡Libertad para Rogel!
El 13 de diciembre del 2021, cuando el juez tribunal del distrito, Bruce Jones, emitió su sentencia, denunció la estructura de sentencias obligatorias de Colorado y declaró: si tuviera la discreción, no sería mi sentencia. El Denver Post informó de que varios familiares de las víctimas hablaron de una contabilidad, pero con un perdón también, que estas dos ideas son importantes. La clemencia es una medida extraordinaria y un poder que solo el gobernador tiene. Le pedimos que utilice ese poder para revisar completamente el caso del señor Aguilera-Mederos y que les conceda una conmutación parcial. Nos comprometemos a seguir trabajando junto a usted, al gobernador Polis, para lograr la tan necesaria reforma de la justicia criminal, para acabar con las disparidades raciales y para garantizar acceso a la justicia para todos. Thank you all so much.
Compañeros, esa sentencia en contra de Aguilera es ilegal, es anticonstitucional y viola la 8ª enmienda de la Constitución Federal, que prohíbe el cruel y excesivo castigo.
I'm sorry, but there's a lot of people that want to speak here today. Now, we really want to concentrate and focus on what is at hand. You know, our speakers have told us today some things about the legal system. We all know about the injustice in our community and the people of color in the state of Colorado that we have to reform, and I feel very confident with the legislators that we have from our community that's going to be done. But today we are here, Farouk, And I want to tell the governor, loud and clear, we want you to reduce or give clemency for the unfair sentence of 110 years. We will repeat that over and over and over again until we are heard. No, no 110 years for that horrible accident. No. Set him free, let him go home to his family. We are a state in Colorado that prides ourselves in trying to obtain justice for all. Let's do it for I'm sorry. Oh man, I get so emotional I don't even know how to talk. But anyway, I want to acknowledge a couple of people. I want to thank Strategies 360 for the work they did for the rally and success today. I want to thank Leonard Martinez and his team for their legal support. And I want to thank LULAC President Mr. Garcia, and I don't know where he's at, but he flew in from Texas to meet with the governor and to talk to him about clemency today. And I want to thank every one of you that are here today to remember when we leave here, the fight is just beginning. We have a lot to do. Yes. Make phone calls to the governor and do as much as you can. And to round this out, I'm going to ask Joe Salazar. He has been working tirelessly for many years on these issues. Joe?
Hay una persona, la más importante, que debe de hablar aquí, en este momento. Es la mamá de Rogel Aguilera-Mederos. Por favor, denle el apoyo que ella necesita.
Quiero darle las gracias a todos los que me están ayudando. Yo es que no puedo.
Bueno, lo que ella está diciendo ahorita, antes de hablar, que ella tiene un dolor tan enorme y tan grande, que ella quiere que trabajen en que la dejen ver a su hijo.
Por favor, se lo pido, ayúdenme. No me dejen sola, yo quiero ver a mi hijo. Yo no veo a mi hijo. Y no he podido ni hablar con él, no sé ni cómo él está. No me dejen sola y síganme ayudando.
Please help me. Please help my son. I want to be able to see my son. I want them to be able to see how hard he works. I want them to work on this case.
Ella agradece toda la ayuda y todo el apoyo que le está dando la gente alrededor del mundo, porque este es un movimiento mundial.
And she wants to thank everyone who has offered their support here in Colorado, but also across the world, because this is a movement across the world.
Pero también pide que no la dejen sola. Los costos legales siguen avanzando. Sigan donando en su cel directamente a ella, a ninguna otra persona.
But I want you all to please keep her in mind. Please donate to her legal fund, because legal costs are growing. And donate directly to her and to no other fund.
Ella va a estar aquí hasta el día jueves. Quiere seguir hasta el lunes. Ella quiere seguir sintiendo el apoyo de la comunidad, no solo aquí en Colorado o donde ella reside en Texas, sino de todo el país y de toda la gente que se quiera sumar a su causa.
And so she's going to be here until Monday, and she's asking that you all continue to support her as she continues to work and that they follow what's happening with the latest in the case. Y perdón, perdí la última parte. I missed the
Pero
last
también
part.
quiere agradecer a todo el mundo que por primera vez en décadas la comunidad latina hispana se está uniendo por una causa.
And we want to thank everyone, especially within the Latino community, because finally we are uniting around a cause, nationally and internationally, of one community for justice.
También le agradece a todo ese grupo de camioneros a nivel nacional que se están uniendo, creando boicot, de no venir a Colorado para buscar justicia.
We also want to thank the truckers who have launched a boycott, who have said clearly that they will not come to Colorado until there's justice.
Porque en estas luchas a veces se hacen sacrificios, pero para tener ganancia, y necesitamos una reforma al sistema criminal.
And so it takes all of us coming together, and we need to have a criminal justice reform so that there's justice for everyone.
Que Dios nos bendiga a todos por este apoyo tan grande que me están dando, no me dejen sola. Y que ve qué puedo hacer para ver a mi hijo, porque me voy a morir si no veo a mi hijo. Yo quiero verlo, Dios mío. Yo quiero ver a mi hijo, señora. Ayúdenme.
Ese es un pedido directo para la
Yo lo necesito. Yo no lo veo hace mucho rato. Ni hablo con él, no sé cómo está. Ay, Dios mío, me voy a morir si yo no lo veo.
¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo la queremos? ¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo? What do you need? When? What do you need? Right now. Gracias a todos.
Morning, everyone. Former State Representative Joe Salazar, member of the Colorado Democratic National Committee. Thank you very much. Also the former Vice Chair of House Judiciary here when I served for 6 years. And I was asked to speak, to kind of give a punctuation about what criminal justice reform looks like since we began that process back in 2013, and I'm glad to see that my strong brothers and sisters in the Latino caucus are continuing that work today. Let's remember that mandatory sentencing, which started in the 1970s and culminated in the 1980s, happened because judges were handing out unequal sentences to black and brown folks as compared to their white counterparts. We couldn't trust judges in their discretion to dole out fairness when it came to sentencing. They used racism and their bigotry to attack our communities. So, instead of Congress actually using their power as the second branch of government to hold the third branch of government accountable, instead of going after those judges and penalizing those judges for their racist decisions, they decided to enact mandatory sentencing to disastrous effects to our communities. Because as the pendulum was swinging from one end of judges using their discretion to engage in racism, the pendulum swung the other way to district attorneys who now use mandatory sentencing in a racist and unequal way all across the nation. And so the bookends of the court system, the DAs and the judges who do the sentencing, in between swinging in there are our community members, facing the injustice one way or the other. And people saying to ourselves, we need to do criminal justice reform without taking a look at those two bookends, without holding DAs responsible for their charging decisions, without holding DAs responsible for using mandatory minimums to force people to accept unjust pleas, and without holding our judges accountable for the way that they handle their courts. And that's why we're in front of the state capitol. Because this is the second branch of government. This is the part that develops the policies, that develops the laws that judges and DAs are supposed to follow. This is the part of government that imbues upon the justice system their powers right here. And so as they move forward, as this caucus moves forward with the Black Caucus, and let's just be honest, it's important to have representation of our people here in order to engage in this work. As they engage in that, let's continue to remind them that real criminal justice reform also includes holding judges and DAs accountable. Because we know that in the 21st century, not much has changed from the 20th century. All we have to do is take a look at DAs, in this particular case here, who are using brake pads as though it was a trophy of war. Come on, tell me. What kind of person do you have to be? Like, what kind of lack of compassion must you have to parade around with brake pads as though you won some major battle? This was not a war. This was a tragedy. It was a tragedy for the victims. It's a tragedy for the victims' families. And it's a tragedy for Rogel as well, and his family. There is no winner here. And I'll be damned if the DA is going to think that they're the winners here. That's why over 5 million people have signed the petitions. And thank you for lending your voices all across the world to that petition. That's why 5 million people have lent their voice saying, no more injustice in Colorado or anywhere else. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Again, thank you everybody for showing up today. And just to top off of what he said, what happened the other day with the district attorney's office just kind of shows you how they view the community. When they hold a trophy and they're proud of what has happened, that just kind of show you what we're dealing with on the other side. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I want to thank the legislators. I want to thank the family for coming out. And I know they appreciate the support. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the media. Keep this fight alive. It's important for not only Rogel, but it's important for us going forward. Thank you. Quiero agradecer a todas las personas que están presentes y los que no están presentes y los que han hecho que esto se haga realidad. Pero queremos enfocarnos en la burla, ¿ok? La burla con la que la fiscalía cogió un freno de camión y lo convirtió en un trofeo. Un trofeo para mí es una ofensa porque hay 4 fallecidos, hay varios heridos, que mis condolencias para toda esa familia. Es increíble, increíble, esto será historia, que un jurado, la justicia, haga semejante barbaridad. Coger un freno de camión donde fallecieron 4 personas en un accidente y varios heridos y están incriminándonos a un joven con 110 años. Eso es una burla para la comunidad latina. Gracias a todos, gracias por el gran support que han dado.
¿Qué queremos?
¡Justicia!
¡Ahora! ¿Qué queremos?
¡Justicia!
¿Cuándo?
¡Ahora!
¿Qué queremos?
¡Justicia!
¿Cuándo?
¡Ahora!
What do we want?
¡Justice!
When?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When?
Now!
How you doing, friend?
Good, how are you?
Well, thank you. Good to see you. I came all the way across. I gotta get these right here.
We need to make this a thing.
Yeah, I really wanna know what made you think the comparison. That's beautiful. It's painful, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
you're just
true.
like
Human traffickers,
rape-
child
yeah,
traffickers, like, and
rapists.
then nobody does nothing, and this accident is all over.
That's great. So the average jail time for child sex molest is 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And a person who driving a semi has an accident due to mechanical failure is facing a death sentence or a life sentence of 110 years.
Right, he's 28. Nobody's making it to 138.
Well, you look at time served and things like that. You know, you may end up with a 56 or so halftime, they call it.
A life sentence.
Right, it's still a life sentence.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Rapist gets, I think the average rapist gets like 5.5 to 7.
Wow. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
You guys ready? You want to go to the
Okay. Let me get your names real quick. Spell that one. Better have you spell it.
How's it going? Hey! What's going on, friends? Good to see you. Good to see you all too. Gotta have a medic around, that's important. Hi folks, we're in the feed. I think we've captured a little bit of everything that we wanted to see, and I gotta go do some networking. Have a wonderful day.